Wow. You have your pen.
And y'all got
we're
the
live,
questions.
baby. Yep, we're live, baby.
Oh, we are? We're live?
Yeah.
Really? Already?
What the hell?
Oh, man. Janice wants to say something. Okay, wait a minute.
I just wanted to see if it would work.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got my attention anyway. Okay, that's good. Hey, welcome to a Pinch of Basil show. It's Wednesday, December 8th, 2021. It's the best damn radio podcast show ever, and I want to bring you fantastic guests who are the movers and shakers in the news and entertainment world, politics and sports from all over the world. I am Basil. That's right. You're fantastic. Listen, you're fantastic overgrown elf of love who is along with my other soul brother, Elf, my engineer and co-host, J.R. Quibben, and my ever so lovely head elf, who is in charge of everyone. Miss Janice Hermson is back with us. Janice, how are you? Good to see you and have you back.
Well, yes, I'm just fine.
Good to have you back. We're all together. The team is back together. The mod squad, as it were. My God, this does fit the mod squad.
It does. It is kind of mod squad.
What year was that, Basil?
Oh,
what
wow.
year was that?
Man,
I think you're aging us all.
I really? I don't even.
Well, I'm going.
Was I 8?
With the remake with Omar Epps.
No. This was the original.
He's not the remake, JR.
This was the original. When was the Mod Squad? Was it 1970? I mean, I was
73.
I don't even know if was I 10? I wasn't even 10 yet. Oh my gosh!
I'm not saying how old I was.
Yeah,
That's
God
not
knows.
Fair.
No,
That's
go ahead. Just throw your stuff out there. Let's see. All right.
No.
We are indeed broadcasting our wonderful show, streaming live on Twitch at A Pinch of Basil, Facebook at Basil Fans, Twitter.com at Basil Fans, and YouTube at Basil the Comedian. You'll see that wonderful icon, A Pinch of Basil, and that means you can go ahead and click it, see the show anytime you want. But listen, folks, on a serious note, hey, you want to go to the YouTube, subscribe, hit that little button right there, that one that has a bell, and every time you see this show coming on, a little ring-a-ding-a-ding will happen, and then you just go ahead and just be part of that. I mean, it's going to be wonderful. It really is. And then do me a favor. We have a lot of action going on. I'm very excited about some of the news that's going on. So I need to increase my following. So I want you to go to Facebook. I want you to go to Twitter and Instagram as well. And follow me. Listen, just follow all of them. Please, please, please. We can use, and that means every single one of you who is watching the show right now, who is actually part of the show, please follow. It's going to be a heck of a show. Today, we got a wonderful guest. Oh, my God, Mr. Michael Kingoff will be with us. But, of course, not only can you catch us on those outlets that we just discussed, but you can go through Anchor. That's right, Anchor. You get 8 different outlets, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts, just to name a couple. And let's not forget Greek Beat Radio that takes this wonderful show all over the world, from Australia, throughout Europe, throughout, South Africa, all throughout North America, Central and South America as well. So make sure and as always, man, I love to hear from my listeners around the world. I truly do. And you can comment on anything around the world. Just listen, just talk to us. Just go. You can do it through Greek Beat Radio. You can do it through whatever. Jeff Smith, Steve Tama, Lim Delakis is with us. But listen, the 800 number is out tonight. Unfortunately, we had some technical issues with that, so we'll take care of that for next week. But like I said, we really do want to hear from you. You got questions? We got a great story, like I said. So listen, you guys are my special listeners, and I love you guys all. We all do. And hey, follow us. Like I said, join us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all at Basil Fans. Concert dates coming up. Hey, listen, this weekend, Friday. Sorry, kids. It's sold out. We're at Arlington, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. It's sold out. Hell yeah. To make that money. And then New Year's Eve, I'll be in Novi, Michigan at Big Tommy's on December 31st. Royal Caribbean for 2 weeks out of Tampa, Florida. January 28th, I'll be in Charleston, South Carolina for a concert. January 29th, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for a Comedy Cabana concert. Hey, you want to find out more? Just go to my website at basillive.com. That's BASILELIVE.com. Check out the dates, fundraisers, corporate events. There it is. There we go. Look at that beautiful face. Only a face that a mother could love. So make sure you go ahead Catch us. Let me know what you guys are doing. Really excited about everything. So you want to hire me for a corporate event? Not a problem. Go to Basile, BASILE, at apinchofbasil.com. In a few minutes, like I said, our guest, I'm really excited to have him, jeweler extraordinaire Michael Kingoff will be with us in just a bit. And to be honest with you, it's good to see my friends on the show. JR, what's going on? Janice, what's going on?
What's up?
Happening?
I'm sorry. What the hell is that comment that says, is that Aries Spears? What's up with that? Is this hey man?
Hey man, it's
like
right. You got Aries Spears. That's beautiful.
Like
Aries
Spears. Come on, man.
Aries Spears is beautiful. I like that, man. How'd you get that? How'd you wind up getting Aries Spears? That's beautiful. You do resemble Aries, to be honest with you.
I guess I do kind of see it.
Really? You're gonna play humble now? Really? Really? You're going to play humble now? All this time?
I'll take Aries Spears. I used to get Ruben stuttered a lot. You remember the dude from American Idol?
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's not famous no more.
Yeah. I used to get confused with a guy who's still in the porn movie industry from back in the 70s, who's still around. And the people say, my God, when you were younger, you looked like him. Now, when he's older, you look like him. I'm like, oh, my God. And it's an old porn star, too. I can't even believe him. Janice is the only beautiful one in this. He actually makes us look good, for God's sakes.
Oh, for
sure.
Yeah, you're not going to get anywhere with that.
It's nothing. It's just hitting a wall, are we? Okay. I understand what's going on. I understand. Oh, what's going on, Janice? Talk to me, baby.
Oh my goodness. I got stuff for you guys today. Are you ready? I got stuff.
Oh
are you ready to do some thinking? I'll give you choices. We can talk about our National Day stuff. Okay. Or I can ask you a question. Are either of you moon caffers?
What? First of all, if I knew what the hell a loon caffer was, I'd be all
not
right.
Loon. No. Moon, like the moon up in the sky?
Yeah.
Moon caffers. Either one of you those?
I have no idea what the hell that is.
I hope not.
You probably do. Well, I don't know. Sometimes moon caffing is okay. A moon caffer is a person who spends time in idle daydreaming.
I am not a moon caffer.
Huh. Interesting.
I have seen a cow jump over the moon.
Ah, yes. There you go. Good man. I'm glad that.
But I was drinking heavily.
That doesn't surprise me. Not at all.
Wow, I do daydream a lot. I mean,
do you
daydream? Yeah.
Do you
see
really?
there? So you are a moon. You need to walk around and tell everybody, JR, that you're a moon caffer. They'll not know what to say to you.
I'm a moon caffer. Whenever I see my wife next time and walk through here, I'm like, hey baby, you know what?
Are you moon caffing again?
Caffer.
Are you moon caffing again? Looking at me that way? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey JR, I want you to know I love your tree behind you. I think that's just beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Show them their stuff, for God's sakes. I had to go through this last week.
So my wife started a tradition when my kids were born every year. We buy my son a nutcracker, Santa Claus. Santa Claus will bring my son a nutcracker and my daughter a tree. And so, this year, so my son's, 13th birthday was last week. So he'll be getting a new nutcracker, hopefully from Santa Claus this year. But we have little nutcrackers here and everything. And
it's actually very, very cool.
To add to the feng shui, my wife and daughter, they were so proud. They were so proud.
Feng shui.
Yeah.
That sounds painful, to be quite honest with you.
The nutcracker, the ambiance is nutcracker-ish.
Nutcracker-ish. Well, folks, we certainly have
goes
broken
a
new
long
ground.
way.
You've been doing more than moon whatever. You've been
moon gazing. Moon
gazing.
No, moon. What was it again, Janice? Moon what?
It's moon calf. Like, moon calf. CALF. Yep. Wow. Moon calf. That's a good word, don't you think?
Yeah. It is a good word. You know, and the funny thing is, we even got Paul Bond, who my good friend, he says, Basil looks black tonight, and he goes, oh, wait a minute, my mistake, that's JR. Okay, great, all right, lovely, all right, evidently I need some moon calving advice.
Maybe my light too bright? I got too much light on me, baby.
Wow.
Take my light down a little bit.
Oh my God, Steve Dama is from Australia that they're watching us right now, and Jeff Smith, that is cool, man. He thinks you're Aries Spears and you do resemble him. Now I can't take that out of your mind. Jeez, oh man.
I wish I could do the impressions like him, man. He's a talented dude.
He
Aries
is a talented dude.
Sure.
That's someone we should try and get on the show too. So, hell, we had Orlando Jones on here, who was just wonderful,
right.
and he was great. Linda Lacus Midas is calling us. She goes, get Melina Kanagaridis on your show, Chocolate. You know what? Melina is wonderful. I love Melina Kanagaridis. We do talk once in a blue moon. But I haven't talked to her in over a year. So I know she's working on her new show right now that's going to be airing. Melina Kanagaridis, you may have seen her. She was on, on a lot of shows. She did NCIS, which was I think NCIS in New York. And then she's just a beautiful, if you Google Melina Kanagaridis, my mother actually babysat her mother. How's that?
Oh, wow.
My mom was a young lady. She babysat Miss Connie, Melina Kanagaridis' mom, when she was a baby. So very, 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 very cool, to be quite honest with you. So it's
real cool.
It's really, to say the least. Let me see. And for the rest, Avram is with us as always. Avram, I promise
What's
you,
up, Avram?
we're going to get you that information.
That's on me. Avram. That's not on these guys. So,
she's going to be, I'll tell you what, Janice is on top of everything. She's going to be taking care of it. And I'll tell you what, I got to be honest with you. I'm not a moon calfer. So what was some of the other things that you
I have a good one for you.
Yeah.
Or maybe you tend to be Pecksniffian. Are you ever Pecksniffian?
With my underwear on?
I knew you'd like this one.
Before 8 o'clock? I don't know.
Well, listen, I'm
it's acting high and mighty and putting on airs of morality. I think maybe you might have to put on airs of morality, right?
Well, listen, there's no two ways. The first part of it, yes, I am Pecksniffian. There is no two ways about it. I am all about me, and it's all about me. It's not a pinch of Basil. It's a pinch of Basil. It's not a pinch of JR or Janice. It's a pinch of Basil, for God's sakes.
So there you go. So I chose a good word, right?
A Pecksniffian.
Really good word.
I am Pecksniffian.
Great word.
Either with or with.
Pecksniffian, sir. Peck, P-E-C-K.
I don't care who we're sniffing. I'm telling you right now, I am that. Okay.
I looked at these words very carefully because I just knew you could make something of them.
No, I think it's very cool. I am all about me. It's always been about me, and I have no problem with that. Ask my wife. She'll tell me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We don't have to. She
already called in and told you.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Sorry, I didn't. I meant to tell you.
Yeah.
That's who we need to have on the show. Is Miss Baby. Yes.
I agree with that. I agree with that. She needs to come on.
No, because she's funnier than I am.
She needs to join us.
Yes, she'll take over. She'll end up taking over.
No, and then let me tell you what that little idiot did. Then he said,
there you go.
I would lose.
Right.
She would then be take away my Pecksniffian attitude away.
Right.
And I'll be just sitting in a corner, kind of moon calfing.
Then you'll be moon
wondering what life would be like. What life would be without her in the studio, for God's sake. Oh my Lord! Yeah, I gotta tell you, I know those are two good words.
Yeah, not bad. But the next one is even better because Basil, I know you like to jape. J-A-P-E. I know you like to jape. Do you think you like to jape?
I have been japing for years.
You have. You really have.
Yes.
I have been japing for years. As a matter of fact, I am a jape artist. A lot of people
You
don't
are?
know that. I'm a jape
No.
artist, and I'm very, very happy about that.
You
I
should
have
be
no
proud,
clue.
man. You should be
I have
proud.
no. Well, I could be talking about public masturbation right now. I have no idea.
That's what I
I have
said.
no idea what the
Well,
hell
your comments are much more appropriate than you know because it's to jest or to joke. So
I've
there
been
you go.
japing. I am a
You've
jape
been
artist.
japing. You are.
Basil is definitely
See
a
there?
japer. You're a japer.
I'm a jape meister, to be quite honest
Jape
with you.
meister.
Oh, that's even
Okay.
better.
Yeah, a jape meister, absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, what's the other word?
Oh,
there
I have
another one?
so many. I have
Wow.
so many. Oh, are you supercilious? You know what supercilious is, don't you?
I think I know what that word
Yeah,
is.
that's
I'm
a
not
more
sure.
familiar word, right?
Okay. Well, just to
Yeah, I have
indicate,
no idea. I have no idea.
you lost
Well,
him
you
at
think you're? I know.
mooncapping.
Yeah, I'm stuck at mooncapping. Like, I'm
Still stuck at mooncapping.
Deb Harmon says you're the jape man.
the jape
Oh, the
man. There
jape.
it is.
I
There
like
you
it.
go.
The
I
jape
love it.
man.
There you
love
go. Way to go, Deb. All right. All of a
That's
Yeah.
sudden, she
So
knows.
supercilious is behaving or looking as though one thinks one is superior to others. Do you
Interesting.
think you're the jape man? There you go.
Yeah,
Interesting.
probably when I took the field, I thought that probably, that I was better than you because, well, both of us being ex-jocks, ex-ball players, I think we all looked at guys just like, I'm better than you. Don't even come here.
Well, isn't that
Yeah,
kind of a man thing, though, to kind of, strut your stuff and
I mean, if I feel like if you're a less confident man, but I have all the confidence in the world, I don't need to strut my stuff. I just ooze it, baby. You know what I'm saying?
You see, I don't need to hear that, to be quite honest. Oozing, really? We're going to ooze on my
Oozing
show?
confidence. I ooze like one of my favorite wrestlers ever, Razor Ramon.
Oh,
He used to say,
God.
"I'm oozing machismo." Hey yo, he used to have a toothpick in his mouth. Hey yo, oozing machismo. Yeah.
Oh, God. Listen, the man was in his glory when we had our guest last week,
Oh,
George
no idea.
Panthers. You have no
No idea.
idea how
Loved
much
it.
this man was going all about George
Couldn't
Panthers.
stop smiling.
And George Panthers had a big night last Saturday, by the way. Big night in the
Oh,
wrestling.
yeah.
Yeah, because he wound up beating the hell out of his nemesis over there, and then he got served with some papers that took us out. It was a long story.
Yeah, right.
Because
Long
I'm all
story.
about wrestling now. I'm all about
You should
wrestling.
be. We're going to a live show. Next time a live show gets close and you're free on the weekend, we're going, baby. I promise you. I promise you, Basil, you will have the time of your life, not knowing anything about it.
I want some peanuts. You want some peanuts, baby? You want some peanuts? I get some peanuts, baby. Come on. I get you
100%.
peanuts. You
I
want
want
some
some
peanuts?
peanuts.
I swear to
I
God,
want some
one
peanuts.
full row of people, over 25 people in this row, 17 teeth. I swear to God, Janice, that was the total amount.
Between the whole row.
The whole row. And this woman, God bless her, had to be 80-something years old, gumming those peanuts, and then looking at me, sharing. They go, you want some peanuts, baby? Come on, baby. I'll give you. You want some peanuts? I'll give you some. And then she had her beer. You want some beer? No, I don't want no beer. But thank you. Looking at my cousin, cursing at him in Greek, telling him, you are an idiot for bringing me.
so Deb is now telling you that you can use that jape man as your wrestling name. There you go.
There it is. Perfect.
Look at these pythons, brother. Look, yeah, no, I just the japester is back. Yeah,
Well, I need to respond to Avram and say, Avram, yes, this is big word night because look at all the conversation it's instilled in us.
Right. And I need it because I need to learn as many big words as I can get. I struggle.
I'm telling you, you're still stuck at mooncapping. I'm telling you.
I know. I like the
That's a
moon
great
capping.
word. Like sometimes you just hear a word and it's just a really good word. You know
Well,
what I
yeah,
mean?
because who would
That's a
put
good word.
moon and a calf together and have it mean daydreaming, right? I mean,
Right?
don't they know the moon comes out at night? What's wrong
No,
with them?
evidently not. But there once was a girl from I went to 2 high schools, and it was senior year. I can't remember her name, but she was like She even got like the Daydreamer Award, and she would just look out the window during class. And see, she was still an A student. I don't know how the hell she did it, but she would just look, like look through the window and look somewhat. I don't know. She would look like she was. I forgot her name, man. I really, but she was a lovely girl. But she was just look out the window, and that's all she would do is mooncalf.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now
I
you're
wonder.
gonna use that.
I wonder. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say, you're going to use that word all the time, right?
I will use mooncalf whenever the hell I want to use it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at my wife. I said, listen, I'm going to get some cocktails and I'm going to do some mooncalfing. And knowing my wife, she'll probably know what the hell that means, for God's sake.
She might. It is a
Probably
new one
would.
for me. I'm pretty good at words, but that was a new one for me. So
I wonder. I
I'll
wonder.
tell you.
I wonder if the young lady that always daydreamed, looked out the window, if maybe her dreams came true.
No, you never know.
You never know.
That's what I do. I daydream about a better day, a better everything for me and the people around me and anybody else around the world that I can make happy and can possibly change their lives one day.
The funny thing is, the only time I will tell you on a serious note, for me to actually think about something, when I think of creating that line or that paragraph, that perfect paragraph. And Janice, my writing, and you know how I try to always be perfect. I just don't write that first draft or whatever. I have to really think about it, because before I can move to the next paragraph, that first one's got to be pretty damn perfect. And then Janice will come back with all of her little red marks and say, no, I don't think so. No, that's not right.
Like a Christmas story when the teacher's floating around the room. F.
And for you, Ralphie, an A+. A+. A+.
Wow.
With a compass and a stock. That's all I remember. The Red Rider.
The Red Rider BB gun.
Do you know
is that the best Christmas movie ever? Sorry. Is that, I
would have to
is that the best Christmas movie?
That and The Grinch make me laugh.
Yeah.
It does. Janice, what was your favorite Christmas movie?
I don't know that I really have one. And it would
It's a
be
wonderful-
old. It would be old. It would be like with Bing Crosby or something like that,
It's
you
a
know?
It's a wonderful life. A wonderful
Yeah.
life.
Classic.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck on those
Scrooge.
kinds of things.
Scrooged with Bill Murray.
Nah.
Great movie. No.
Nah.
Great
It was
movie.
okay. It was okay.
It was
wasn't my
all right,
favorite.
but it
was
wouldn't be a
funny.
favorite for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. To shorten words too damn long.
I love that. What a
That's
great
great.
observation,
That's
Paul.
great. I hear you, Paul.
Hey, Paul. Listen, I do the jokes on this show, all right? Not you.
Yeah, look,
Right?
yeah. Hey, keep the
We're
funny
getting
stuff to yourself.
Yeah.
we're getting some comments. Miracle on 34th Street, The Bishop's
movie.
Wife. Yeah, The Bishop's
Good
Wife.
movie. I like the
There you
Miracle on 34th, the old version. I do. It's a Wonderful Life. Great, great movie. Man, there's some good ones out there.
Die Hard. Die Hard.
I like
Die Hard is a Christmas
actually.
movie.
I
It's
do
a
like
Christmas
it.
movie, right?
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
I do.
Die
Die Hard is great.
I don't know for a Christmas movie so much, but it's a great movie.
It happened on Christmas Day. The party and everything
I
was
know,
Christmas.
I
Everything
know.
about it was Christmas.
I know.
Home
Really?
Alone.
Yeah.
Home Alone.
Home Alone was
Christmas.
all right. It wasn't too Christmas.
The first one, the first Home Alone.
Yeah, A Christmas Story though. I remember because it was my
Classic.
first year of college. No, my second year of college when I transferred to Cleveland State, and it was filmed in Cleveland. I don't know if you know that. The old Higbee's building. It was filmed at the old Higbee's building, and they had all the Christmas decorations set up for that movie in downtown Cleveland. And the movie itself, the house that they used, was actually in a place in Cleveland. And you could still visit that house.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. You know
I
what I would love?
I like that kind of stuff.
You know what I would
love
love to
them
get?
too.
I truly would love to get from my office the leg lamp from the Christmas Story.
Yeah.
I would love to get that. I think that would be hysterical if I can get with the shade the way it was,
Yeah,
the lit up leg lamp,
of course.
fragile, every time.
Fragile.
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 Oh, it must be French. It says fragile. I'm sorry. I think that's one of the funniest.
The movie is so good, man. Damn, the movie is so good.
It's a great movie. That's a great movie. Yeah. And then I still remember my fraternity brothers when the Grinch stole Christmas. And then, that Grinch even stole the last can of Who Hash. All my fraternity brothers are going, no, not the Who Hash. Oh, my God. That's the best part. He stole the Who Hash. What are we going to smoke now? Anyway. Oh, my God. That was actually, Janice, I love those words. You got to do that every week.
That's good stuff.
Because even the actual fan base that we have that's watching right now are sitting there going, what the hell are you guys doing? Is this an educational program?
I'll tune in next week.
I have to credit BillO'Reilly.com because these are list of favorite obscure and obsolete words. And I figured obscure and obsolete was good for this show, right?
Perfect.
Aren't we the most obscure, obsolete show you could
absolutely perfect. Absolutely
all perfect. Over the world where they're listening to us in Australia and South Africa and throughout Europe and everywhere across the world. They're going, this is the most obscure, obsolete show we have ever seen in our lives.
Avram says, first of all, he said that his wife says hi and hugs. And then secondly, he said, this is Basil 101.
So damn true.
New name for the show. Basil 101.
Well, there's no two ways about it.
What kind of certificate are we going to provide?
My certificate of unauthenticity.
Unauthenticity. I like it.
Well, I think it's time to. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you what. Before we do that, because the guest, if you can hear us, Mr. Kingoff, your camera's not on, so please turn your camera on. Yes. While he's working on that, Janice, what about was that what national day or whatever is it right now?
Yes, I
can't see you, Mr. Kingoff. So whenever you turn your camera on, we'll bring you on, baby.
How about National Brownie Day?
Ooh.
Are we ready for that?
Ooh.
Are we talking the Girl Scout organization?
No, we are not actually. The Palmer House, created in 1893, created the Palmer House brownie with walnuts and an apricot glaze.
Ooh.
That sounds interesting. I don't know if I like it. Yeah.
And they refer to that with the and they refer to that, Janice, I'm sorry, glaze. They referred to that as
that
a
was
brownie?
The first one, 1893. Then in 1904, you had the Bangor brownies, BANGOR guys, closer to the brownies we know and love today. They were invented by housewives in Bangor, Maine. Just wanted to set you guys straight because I know you so well.
No.
I've been away, but not that long.
I didn't hear anything after you said Bangor.
No.
Bangor
I figured.
Oh, this show's going downhill real quickly.
And then we have in 1914 the Girl Scout Brownies group, originally called Rosebuds. And they were organized in 1914. Yeah.
Did not know
and then anybody do a Betty Crocker? I mean, Betty Crocker's got the game now.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, I love a good brownie. And and this is at a time when no one had peanut allergies or any type of nut allergies. Kids, remember the old days when you could eat peanuts and be around peanuts and eat brownies with nuts in them and things that had nuts in them, and no one had allergic. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I have a nut allergy. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Nut allergy.
My daughter, that's what my daughter has it now, but like she is so terrified that if she has any thought of a peanut being in it, she's not even going to touch it. And she only has like a mild allergy, so it's not even nothing crazy.
I think it's nuts. I really do. Do we have Mr. Kingoff yet with his camera on?
The camera, he backed out and then came back in. I don't see his picture, but I'm going to bring him on. Maybe when he comes on, it'll appear.
Well, let me
We'll see.
introduce
If
them
not,
first before we
yeah,
do
go
that.
ahead. Introduce them first.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are blessed to have a good friend and someone I've known for over 30 years, Michael Kingoff, who is a native of Wilmington, North Carolina. His grandfather, Ben Kingoff, successfully opened and operated this modest immigrant-owned jewelry store that began 102 years ago with great success. Michael Kingoff took over the reins from his late father and mother, William and Janice Kingoff, and continues the legacy that his grandparents and parents have created. A graduate of the University of Georgia. Sorry, Michael. I know that's got to hurt because of the big loss y'all had against Alabama. Michael Kingoff continues the Kingoff legacy for 3 generations and is a vital part of the business community that interwoven tapestry that is Wilmington, North Carolina. Michael is a Guild Gemologist for the Diamond Council of America for over 30 years, part of the Continental Buying Group and the Jewelers of America. However, like his parents and grandparents before him, Michael Kingoff's passion for his city of Wilmington is paramount, and his compassion for his fellow man make him something a bit special, especially when it comes to the story of Tashawn Wilson and how forgiveness helped turn this one-time criminal who once robbed Kingoffs to be a productive part of society. What a great feel-good story for the holiday season. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mr. Michael Kingoff. Michael, welcome to the show.
Let me see.
Are you there, Michael?
We just can't see you.
Can't see you, Michael. Where's the camera at?
Well, I have my IT person working on it.
You meet Vanessa?
Pee-wee. Vanessa's working on it, but welcome everybody.
Oh, Michael, great to have you on the show, brother. And you know what? I got to tell you, first of all, you've never looked so good. You really have. Evidently,
I combed my hair. I put on a clean shirt.
And thank goodness, Michael.
I'm disappointed you can't see me.
No. I mean, my God, let me see. I'm sorry for problems. Vanessa had this figured out. We thought she had it figured out too, for God's sakes, Michael. But listen, I got to tell you, man, thank you for being on the show at this time. And I know how busy it is, but we all have a ton of questions that I think all of our viewers and listeners have. You and your entire family have been in the jewelry business for over 100 years, man. What do you attribute the longevity and your business success to, Michael?
I think it's what my grandfather and my father's a dream of running a store was, just being just a good, decent merchant, being true to your community, providing a good product, service. We're trying to do what Amazon can't do.
And I think you're doing a great job with that. You give that personal touch, which I think is something, I've known you and your family for over 30 years. And you walk into your store and you feel like you're part of a family. And I think that's the one great thing I've always loved about Kingoffs and the people of Kingoffs, not because Kula works there, but because everyone knows you and they trust you. And that's something you don't get every day. You don't get that from an Amazon.
Oh, that's true. I mean, Amazon doesn't have 4 generations of customers.
Isn't that something?
Something to be said for it. Absolutely. And gosh, I'm drinking out of my Georgia glass right now. So
I'm sorry, Michael.
Let me tell you, I'm hoping Nick Saban's not listening tonight.
If he was, is there anything you would like to say to him?
Well, I would definitely say that he definitely owns Georgia. I was there in the Herschel Walker years. We won a national championship, and but they have our number. But we'll see what happens in the college football playoffs.
There you go.
Yeah, where'd you guys rank at? Number 2, number 3?
We ended up at number 3. We play Michigan. The winner of Georgia-Michigan will play the winner of Alabama-Cincinnati.
Yeah, and no one's more surprised, even though Cincinnati had an unbelievable record. No one's more surprised that being undefeated, and they did play good ball. But I got to tell you, why do I got a feeling that they're going to have their hands full with Alabama?
Well, Alabama's going to house them, no doubt. But
Oh yeah.
You know what? I'm happy for them. And you look at the Notre Dames that have one loss. If they'd have been in a conference, they probably would be there.
Yeah.
If you don't play a conference playoff, you don't make it to the college football playoff.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, the one thing I wanted to ask you,
and let me just say this: my IT person right here is working overtime.
Is she? I got some serious questions I got to ask her when I see your IT person.
I would like to be present for that
conversation. Michael, when you were a kid, did you work at Kingoffs?
I started working emptying trash cans and ashtrays. I mean, in the early 70s, everybody smoked in the store. I mean, you'd walk in the store, it like had a blue fog. Everybody smoked. Every customer smoked. But it's been a great life for me. Being in a family business is like being in the mob. You can't get out. It's what I do. It's what I know. And I love my community. Just like you, Basil. I mean, what you've done for Wilmington is amazing. Most people don't realize that you helped spearhead the original Greek festival that has put hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars into this community.
Well, I appreciate that, Michael. I really do. But I got to be honest with you, man. The Greek festival is one thing. The great thing about the Greek festival is we had so many, when we did the Greek festival, your mother, God rest her soul, wonderful. Yaya Janice. She was the Jewish grandmother that my kids never had. Yeah. But what I loved so much about it is Janice was there volunteering. Your mom was volunteering. And she was Greek that whole entire weekend.
Absolutely. In fact, a lot of my friends would say, I saw your mom working at the Greek festival. I thought y'all were Jewish. Mom definitely showed up for a lot of groups, and she thought the world of the Greek community, and they did of her too. It was a good bond, and I'll tell you what a great weekend the Greek festival is. I hope with COVID exiting, we'll get back to the old festival.
Yeah, I think we will. I really hopeful. I'm very hopeful that it will. If not, we got to do that bloody drive-through one more time. But you know what? To be honest with you, I'd rather err on the side of safety than making sure that everyone has their own, whatever issues they have when it comes to the actual, health issues and stuff that's going on. I don't want anyone to get ill, but I think we'll be way past it by then. Michael, if you don't mind me asking, what did you get your degree in at Georgia?
I was a business major, had a degree in finance and economics.
Okay.
And at Kingoffs, when I graduated, I emptied the trash cans on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I got my grandmother her grilled cheese sandwich. If it had too much butter, I had to return it.
So that degree didn't do
family business, let me tell you.
So that came in handy is what you're trying to say.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. All right.
That's great.
I mean, now, Michael, there's a lot of people right now, and I wish that they could see you because these are like
really good tonight.
Yeah, because you got dressed up, you got nowhere to go. It's like,
Oh, trust me, I'll be on the last 15 seconds.
Right. We'll extend the show. We'll just extend the show for you.
Of course.
Yeah.
Michael, there's a lot of people because we all know that jewelry time, the holiday season, a lot of people, there's engagements and everything like that. And, you sitting and having so much experience with diamonds and understanding what, all about diamonds. I mean, hell, you've been on the Guild, the Gemologist Guild, or the Guild Gemologist of the Diamond Council of America. Let me ask you a question, man. That means, how do you know the difference? Because there are some simulated diamonds that you can't even tell, and so difficult that sometimes it even gives jewelers a hard time to see if it's a real diamond that was made by nature, or is it one of those synthetic diamonds, or one of those farm grown diamonds that you take a chip and it grows into a full 1 or 2 carat diamond in a matter of months? How do you know?
Great question. Right now, lab diamonds are part of the industry. The Federal Trade Commission has said there are 2 ways to get a diamond. You can mine it from the earth, which is the original
old-fashioned way, right.
And you can also get a diamond in the lab above ground. And it's been a very big hotbed issue. You cannot visually tell the difference between a lab diamond and a earth mine diamond. You need a very expensive piece of equipment to do it. Right now, the Federal Trade Commission makes you put a little stamped signature on the lab diamonds to distinguish them from the others. And the big question is, since lab diamonds are technology driven, what is the price going to be next year? As technology improves, very likely you might pay less for a lab diamond than you did the previous year. With earth mine diamonds, price never goes down; it always goes up. So it's a big thing in the industry because a lot of jewelers decided not to sell them. But in the last 6 months, half of those that said they would not are selling them because people are coming in and asking for them. It gives you an opportunity to buy a diamond of a similar quality for about 40% less.
So by law, you have to tell them this is a lab diamond.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you don't,
I
you can
hope
sue the
my
pawn store.
competitors and the chain stores in the malls are training their employees to let people know the difference. Always a problem in the industry with the new technology.
Yeah, it always kind of confused me. Kula knows so much about diamonds, and she can tell you bang, bam, bam. But when she told me sometimes we even have a hard time finding it. How long does a lab diamond? How fast does it grow to actually be, let's say, a carat? Maybe 2 carats. I mean, how big can they get, and how clear can they get? Where you sit there and go, "My God, that's a huge diamond," and you're not going to sit there and go, "Well, it's a lab diamond."
It takes about 2 weeks, and one of the things they were using to promote the lab diamonds was that it was very green. You don't tear up the earth, but in all actuality, for 2 weeks, you use a hell of a lot of electricity. That's why they're doing it in a lot of third world countries, because power is cheaper there. But they're using a lot of electricity. And that's one of the issues.
I think
as far as how big can they grow them, they don't know what they're going to grow. But from the yields, up to 7 carats is not uncommon. But most of it's a 1 to 2 carat size. And usually, when they cut the lab diamonds, they cut them to perfect proportions. You don't have improper cuts. So that is one positive you have with the lab grown diamonds.
So what does someone do? I mean, is the diamond worth? And Janice and JR, you jump in if you guys got a question.
I think you're about to go where the direction I was going to ask.
Go ahead, ask.
Shit, I forgot the direction I was going to go now.
I think you can ask at what point
you've been mooncapping again, man.
At what point do you buy an earth mine diamond?
Mooncapping, baby.
You've been mooncapping. There's no 2 ways about it. You've been mooncapping.
And great tree behind you too, by the way.
Oh, thank you. My daughter and wife would be so happy you said that, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they went all out.
Yeah, they sure did.
So between the 2 diamonds, is there one better than the other as far as quality or anything like that?
But most of the lab grown diamonds that are on the market are a better quality. They really don't put out poor quality lab grown diamonds. If they're going to cut them, they're high quality. And again, you save 40% over its counterpart. And right now, a lot of the millennials, they have no problems buying a lab grown diamond. Most women that are, I'm going to say 50 and above, prefer the earth mine diamond. That's what they've always known. And as far as an investment goes, a lot of people worry where the market's going to grow on lab grown. Is it going to tank, or as technology improves, are they going to be half the price next year than they were this year? I've heard it equated to the the HD TVs that are on the market. Remember what a 19-inch TV used to cost?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
and it weighed about 200 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Before my mother passed, my 83-year-old mother carried a 44-inch TV out of Best Buy under one arm.
She carried it.
Wow.
And paid, I think, $300 for it.
Wow.
I love stories like that. Michael, you know what?
Great.
The one
It's
thing I gotta
crazy.
ask you, brother, is you there's a lot of online type of shopping for diamonds, and you really can't tell. There's something about putting that stone underneath a nice little black or blue velvety type material with a light shining then, and you get the different colors from D to God knows what else. And you have, the cut clarity, the whole shebang. And there's people who are buying jewelry online. And I always thought that was crazy. Now, I know Kingoffs has an unbelievable amount of an array of things that you guys sell there. And not that I'm pushing Kingoffs, but I know what you sell and the different types of items that you have. How do you, when people come in and say, well, we can get this cheaper over online or whatever, what do you tell them when they say that?
Great question, because it comes up all the time. One of the things we try to stress to them is the quality and service we provide after the sale. You just, you don't want to buy something that you haven't seen. And jewelry is still something you want to see, touch, and feel, because there is a difference. A lot of the big vendors in the industry, the internet is their dumping ground of the merchandise that smart jewelers don't buy. And I just see so many injustices of purchases that people bring into the store and say, this is what I bought. And not to say everything online is a problem, but there's a lot of misrepresentation. I mean, it's just opens its doors up to it.
Yeah, and it's got to be difficult, because sometimes people are going to want some type of an estimate what it's worth for insurance purposes, and they paid X amount of dollars, and all of a sudden you're telling them, well, it's not worth that, and you're giving them, basically the bad news. Do they lose their minds when they find out they got ripped off by some other jewelry store, either up north or somewhere else in town or whatever? I mean, it's got to drive them crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of animosity it creates, and it somewhat makes the entire industry look bad. But that's how the Kingoffs jewelers of the world survive. We provide that quality, that service. If there's a problem, there's a Mr. Kingoff or one of my employees to take care of it. The internet doesn't do that. You buy it, it's yours. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, with jewelry, you buy an engagement ring, you're going to need service at some point. It's going to need to be sized. It's going to need to be clean. It's going to need to be tightened. And again, that's how we survive. Providing that service that Amazon can't.
Good,
So
Joe.
I hope Amazon doesn't cancel my account tomorrow.
Well, as far as your comments on Amazon, I concur 100%. So I just don't know what they do well. So they can knock me out too. One of the questions that I'll be honest with you, we had over 3,500 books on Amazon and took them all off. So we just won't sell there anymore. So my question is about, and it's not about diamonds specifically, but it's more about customization of jewelry or repurposing, or maybe estates. I have a ring that my grandmother gave me or my aunt gave me, and I want to, make it something nice, but, a little different. How do you approach that, or do you?
We are big in the estate business, but also custom jewelry is one of our fortes. We've got an excellent goldsmith on premise, Mike Smallstreet, who's been in the industry for over 37 years. I've done this my entire life. He's one of the most talented goldsmiths that I've ever worked with, and I hope he's not listening tonight, or otherwise he'll ask for a raise tomorrow. But and that is another thing that the Amazons or the mall jeweler cannot provide us: the custom jewelry. We will repurpose your jewelry. We will use your gemstones to make a creation of your own, and it is, the look on people's face when you do this for them, just amazing. It makes it all worthwhile, because so much of jewelry is very sentimental. It belonged to a relative that's no longer living or that was gifted to them. So it's a part of the business that we go after. The mall jeweler is pretty much like, this is what's in my case.
Right.
Buy it or bye-bye.
Yeah.
Not so much with us.
Yeah, and Kingoffs, like I said, I've been there for years, and I got the opportunity, Michael, to tell you that some of the things like I said, I've known you for so long, and some of the things I read about your grandfather, about your dad, there was a wonderful article that you guys had that was in the Star News here in Wilmington, but it led me to something that really was near and dear to me. There's a lot of compassion in who you are. I mean, I love feel-good stories. And the story about Tashawn Wilson was something that took me, and when Kula explained the whole thing to me, back in the day, and explained it to me, and what you did and how you proceeded to show humanity and compassion is something that a lot of people don't see, especially today. Can you tell us a little bit about this great feel-good story? Because I think it needs to be told, and I think all of our listeners from all the outlets that are listening need to know this. Did I lose you, Michael?
Maybe. It's,
I think your question was just,
and it's quiet.
So,
was it too long? Was my question too long?
No, it was just so riveting. No, it was so riveting. I guess he just got lost in it, and no, I
think his IT person tried to kill him.
Right. I tell you that, hey, Michael, there you go. So now, Basil. So while we wait on Michael to come back in, let me see here. Hello, Michael. Can you hear us?
This is the bane of live anything.
Live, exactly. This is kind of like in news. I deal with live news every day and everything. Dealing with stuff on the fly. When stuff happens, you just got to keep rolling.
That's it.
Well, the thing is, I mean, there's a side of me that is I'm very compassionate. Now, I'm also very vindictive. And, I am. I just, you do something to hurt me, I'm going to come back to you and hit you twice as hard, And someone said, Deb Hartman said, he's mooncapping.
He's mooncapping, for sure. 100%.
I love it. See, it's going to be the word of the month. Mooncapping.
Mooncapping. Looking at the stars. Okay. So
before you say that, baby, I'm gonna just say, if Michael, if you can hear us, just back out and then click the link back in and rejoin.
Yeah.
But go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
What I was going to say is I'm the story about what he did with this one gentleman who wound up robbing Kingoffs.
Yeah.
And I really wanted this to come from Michael, but it shows a certain character that not many people have, including myself. And it's special. It's a special gift to be able to forgive and to help put someone on basically on the straight and narrow, and he
after doing you wrong, like
Yeah.
after doing you wrong, he still did that.
Yeah.
And he's back. Let
And-
me see. Go ahead.
Is
Go
he
ahead,
back?
Sorry.
Oh, is he
I'm gonna
back?
bring him back in. I'm gonna bring
Okay,
him back
go
in.
ahead.
We still can't see him, but no, he left again just as soon as I clicked it. Go ahead.
Aw.
Sorry.
Okay.
Too
bad.
Sorry.
Well, no, what I was
all
going to
good.
say is it seemed like it from
Okay.
I watched the story too, Basil, and it seemed to me that that was a process. That didn't just happen. That was something that was kind of a process throughout the time after, he actually understood who this person was and what happened to him. So I think, I think that that's very admirable. I wanted to hear more about, oh, good, he's back, right?
We'll see. Can you hear us? Nope, still not there. Still not
Testing
there.
1, 2, 3. So I was hoping that
All
we could
good.
hear a little bit about his story and how that occurred, because the news story that you played, for me anyway, didn't really give a clearer picture of what that was.
Yeah, and the
It's
thing
amazing.
is, let me see.
It is amazing.
Michael said he just texted me. He goes, he's very unhappy with the IT support that he's getting. And unfortunately, he lives with that IT support.
Right. And also, unfortunately, there's probably nothing he can do about that.
And he better be careful if he lives with that IT support.
Exactly. Let me see, can you-
Lose some benefits, perhaps.
Oh, more than lost benefits. You can bet your butt on this one.
Right. You can hit. You can speak whenever, Michael.
Yeah, Michael, if you're on, try if you want. Do you want him to like pull out completely and call out and then hit the link again? Would that help?
Yes,
Yeah.
So that probably, but I think he did already. But yeah.
Okay, if that would help.
Whatever.
Okay, he's texting me now again, and he said, "I shot my IT person." No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding.
Oy
Joke.
vey.
It was a joke. It was a joke. The thing is when like you and I, we had a wonderful, very okay. I'm sorry. I thought she had it figured out.
It's all good.
Some let
No
you know. Okay, there was no letdown. What I love is like the compassion. We had Bill Saffo as mayor on a few weeks ago. And Billy was simply fantastic. And he show it didn't really matter about, to be quite honest with you, it did not matter about what political party you belong to. He was about the people. And the thing that was just truly unbelievable is it's the compassion side of Bill. And I've known Bill again for over 30 years, like Michael. When I first moved down here, these were the first people I've met, and lo and behold, that Billy would become mayor and Michael would be this wonderful person that's looked upon the community as a wonderful individual, or people love to go to Kingoffs and get their jewelry, but also for his IT support that he has, which is an unbelievable IT support that he has. I'm only joking about the IT support because right now I'm sure he's going to kill Vanessa. But the story is
amazing.
And I guess I'll have to tell the story.
Yeah, you got to.
About 20 some odd years ago, Tashawn Wilson and a bunch of others came into Kingoffs and did a smash and grab. And actually went as far as actually spraying mace into the eyes of the owners and of course Michael and the people that were there, and then took hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of jewelry, and they caught them, and they wound up going ahead, and they caught them, and Tashawn, these other people had to do time. As years went by, Tashawn actually wrote a letter to Michael apologizing. And when he apologized, and this is the part that I love, he was so sincere that Michael read that, the sincerity of his apology and how sorry he was. And when Michael tried to, they wanted to pay, some type of what do you call it?
Restitution.
Restitution. Thank you. He didn't accept it. He says, give it to the family, because he had children and even grandchildren that needed that. And so what happened was they wound up going ahead. And when Tashawn got out of prison, he was greeted by Michael. And Michael kind of basically put him on, I don't want to say on a straight and narrow, but they came to some type of an understanding of forgiveness. And how many people do that? Not because it's the Christmas holiday or whatever, but how many people actually do that? You know, life is tough enough these days, but to actually forgive someone for breaking your place up, for going ahead and spraying mace into your eyes and doing all that type of stuff, how do you forgive that person? I would have a very difficult time, but it takes a special person.
That's a different kind of person for sure. Like, because shit, we get flipped off, or if we accidentally cut somebody off in traffic or something, like,
dig it.
It's almost a problem. You know what I mean? Like, so for somebody to do that, to welcome them into their life after that kind of a wrongdoing to them and their family,
right?
That's just a special kind of person.
Oh, no, there's no two ways about it.
Yeah. You know, and I'm reading the quote from the story that they did. Sorry. On the this is from WSOC in Charlotte, and the gentleman Tashawn Wilson. This is a quote from him. This is about his growing up and everything. And it says, being in foster care, I guess I was considered a troubled youth or a troubled child because I was rebelling. I was mad at the world because I had just lost my parents. I want people to know that. Now, I didn't want to be in here. I didn't want my life to be like this. I didn't want to be a foster kid. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to lose my parents. I didn't want none of this, but I was just told to survive through this and all the best I could. So he had nowhere to go. He had no upbringing or anything. Got with some wrong people, it sounds like, and they robbed the store. And his life was almost ruined because of that. Damn.
And and
that's some powerful stuff, man.
And to sit there, I Janice and I, we kind of, we kind of follow the same political ideology and stuff, where you remain tough and everything, but there's also a point of compassion that we always look at the brighter side of an issue sometimes as well. Why are these people doing this? Why? What they can? I didn't live in a foster home. I couldn't tell you what it was like to live in a foster home, to have someone believe in you, to have someone have faith in you, to have someone trust you. And then all of a sudden, here comes Michael Kingoff, the guy that you ripped off, the guy who you actually physically assaulted. Yeah. And to give you that forgiveness is something special. And
I'm
for all
looking
the
at
people,
another quote. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead. Go through that quote, man. Hit it.
So this is a quote from Michael Kingoff. It's just the right thing to do. Some people slip through the cracks. If we don't help these people, you just can't lock them in a cage and expect them to come out changed. You got to do something for them, Kingoff said. What? You know what I mean? Man, that's amazing.
And it's powerful. Forgiveness is a powerful thing. I don't forgive a lot of people, but when I do, I know that's a powerful thing coming from me. I don't know how you feel, Janice, but I'm being serious. I love. Listen, people. If I'm a friend, I'm a friend. Now, if you change and you want to be different and you want to do this and do that, I'm still going to be me. Okay. I may not hang out with you or do things with you, but I'm still going to be me. All right. This has got to be inside of you to be able to do that. And what he did, man, to be able to forgive like that, man, that was more than beautiful. So I love every bit of what he did. And I think that's the one thing we got to take away from this is the ability, as a matter of fact, my wife says, you got to show the clip. Do we have the actual clip that they did on the story?
Let me see. I'm still on the website here. Let me see here.
because if there's a clip that we can show.
Okay, let me share. Go ahead, keep talking. Let me go ahead.
No, I think what we need to do, and as a matter of fact, for all the people out there, if you guys ever want to do, and I'm not just pushing Kingoffs, it's not there. There's no commercial type thing, but it is a wonderful jewelry.
It was timely, though.
Yeah, it was timely, but I'm just saying there's a couple of watches and everything I may need. I'm just saying, I'm giving you the press I'm getting right now for you all. No,
I forgot who it was. I saw a comment. It was a perfect comment. They brought it up. I'm going.
Yeah, he did. No, he did earlier. Yeah, I did. Hang on.
Good move to have a jeweler on your Christmas discount to get something for Kula. You cheap bastard.
Thought it was great.
They was going off. So he went off about your back. Somebody went off about your backdrop.
And the sad thing is, he was a friend. Okay, I ain't going to forgive his ass. I'm just letting you know right now.
That's great.
Oh my God, we're going to try and find that clip if we can find it right quick.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
My computer's kind of
what an amazing character. Mr. Trial to forget. And again, listen, I'm not telling you folks who are listening right now and watching, you do whatever the hell y'all want to do. I'm just telling you. There are people that have done me so wrong that I have learned even after they've passed to forgive them. I forgave them. Now, should I have forgiven them beforehand? I don't know. Right. But it was eating at me. You know what I'm saying? It was eating at me because there was so much, I don't want to say hatred because that's, it's just a tough, but it was so much.
Everything. I hold shit for years. I'm just like my pops. Like I don't forgive. I don't forget anything. I might forgive you and I might not even forgive you, but you know what I mean? I hold shit in and I'll hold that grudge. If you wronged me 30 years ago, we're not cool. Like I'm not friends. I don't get down like that.
I'm with you. And I'm with you, but for him to do that is something, and I wish we can find that clip. As a matter of fact, if you wind up going,
I'm Googling.
You're Googling the clip. It was,
When I had to restart, I had a bunch of windows open, so it was bogging my bog. Hey, Chuck, Charlie Summerlin, Chuck Summerlin. I love you too, man. It's been a long time, brother. It's a good friend of mine from high school.
Did you forgive him?
No, he's never done anything to wrong me. Actually, this is a great story. This is a great story.
Go ahead.
Great story. I'm proud. This is a good moment. Sorry. So we're at a party. We came down to visit a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours at UNCW. Chuck was in Charlotte, I think. I was in Nashville. No, I was still at NC State. We came down here to visit our mutual friend. There was a big group of us from high school. He has a twin sister. There was a couple other people with us. We were all just partying, hanging out. Went to a party at the houses on Wrightsville Avenue. There was a party on Wrightsville Avenue. A friend of mine broke up a fight in between. A dude was about to try to fight a girl. So my friend broke it up. You know what I mean? We kept partying, blah, blah, blah. We're walking to leave the party. I turn around. My friend's getting jumped. Like, they're getting jumped. And Charlie, Chuck Summerlin, he's one of them. He's getting jumped. And so I go back and handle some business. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I go and handle some business. But Charlie, he got jumped. We had to go to the emergency room and everything that night. It was crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing. But yeah, it was all back to being a good person. Chuck, he stood up and was not about to let that dude fight that girl.
No, and that's certain things.
I just put your business out there, Charlie.
Can't believe you let Charlie know about that in public and everything. Hundreds of thousands of people listening and watching this show
worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah. People in Australia. Did you hear about Chuck? Yes.
You know about Charlie?
That's right.
Australian, was it? Was that Australian?
Mate, I got to tell you about Charlie. He jumped in there, yeah.
Okay, you guys, that's enough. You're hurting my ears now.
How about shrimp on the barbie? That's all I got.
Anyway, folks, this has been a great show. Even though we've had some technical difficulty, we want to thank our wonderful guest, Mr. Michael Kingoff, who had his technical issues and stuff. And I think we may be housing his IT advisor over to our house, and she may be having some issues.
Hey, you know what? It's crazy. I know you were wrapping it up, but I did find the clip, and my computer is actually.
Oh, of course.
Of course. As soon as soon as, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
It's the way it works.
But we know what we're going to do is one day what we'll do is we'll probably have him back and, with the new IT advisor and hopefully get him back to tell the story himself. He's a lot of fun, and he is a very generous and wonderful person. And Mike, to your family, happy Hanukkah. And to your brother, Andrew, whom I love, good friend of mine, Andrew Kingoff. I want to thank all of you for being part of the show. We'll see you next week when we're going to have our special guest, Mr. Jeff Kinsbach, the creator of the zoo format for radio that made his station WMMS #1 for many, many years. That I was proud to say I was part of. Anyway, you're listening to A Pinch of Basil on behalf of myself, JR, Janice Hermson. We love you. Take care. Have a nice night. Peace out.